How's it going, everybody? Another day, another vlog. Yeah, check it out. I got my goatee back again. Lately, I have been working on a lot of different things, and if you guys are familiar, if you watched my previous videos, I just celebrated 8 years of YouTube. In other words, I've been on YouTube now for the past 8 years. I didn't start off with this channel. I started off with the Educational Series channel. You may notice that my icon for this channel has a number 2 on the side. That's because this is my second channel. My first channel was the Educational Series. If you're unfamiliar with the Educational Series, that was a channel where I talked about different subjects like English grammar and English punctuation and human anatomy. Now, human anatomy is still not finished. In fact, I got to the nervous system and I just completely stopped working on it. And I'm really upset that I haven't been working on it since. And so the question is, will I get back into working on it? The answer is yes. I actually have been working on some scripts in order to continue the series. Now, for this series, I actually created a couple of characters to make it more interesting, and one of them happened to be Professor Word. Professor Word was this character that basically knew any subject you can throw at him. He knew science, he knew history, he knew archaeology, geology. Of course, you didn't really have to know that because in the background you could see all the different things that he liked to study. And as you've probably noticed, his office is no more because it's now being composed of the comic corner and also this little gaming section, right? So since I want to bring the educational series back, that means that I need to deal with this, because when I start recording Professor Word again, that can't be in the background because that's not his office. This is the comic corner. It's completely different. So I thought for this video, in order to prepare for my return of Professor Word for the series, I wanted to kind of do a dress rehearsal of how the set would look. This is actually going to be really easy to do because I actually have a way on how to disguise it to look like it's Professor Word's set, but it's still going to be the comic corner. And you'll find out why and how in a little bit. So this is my desk right here. It's actually my dad's desk, but he doesn't use it anymore, so he let me have it. It has a nice, cool geographical look at the world here, a little map. And we've got my laptop here. Oh, there's Tiny Cat. I miss you, buddy. And then as we turn over here, you're going to see my statue I got from CSUN. The CSUN Matador right there. My award I got from Wizarding World of Harry Potter. This is actually something I got from Los Angeles Valley College because I went to both Valley as well as CSUN during my days in college. I got the Ghostbusters cars right there. Got some Star Trek stuff. Got Godzilla in the background. My hard drives that contains all my video files. My headphones. Over here, of course, is the comic corner. As you can see, some of the figures have fallen over a little bit because we had an earthquake recently. My little gaming section here, got my Nintendo GameCube as well as the PlayStation controllers right there, along with a few amiibos. Let me just give you an idea of what the camera shot looks like in the videos. So right about here is where I want to line up the shot because I only want to show 2 different shelves. Before, I used to show 3 back in the day. And let me just be honest, there used to be all sorts of stuff here on these shelves. Up here was human anatomy, this was astronomy, this was, what was this? Oh yeah, U.S. history, this was like biology, like learning about animals. And over here was like a whole bunch of other cool stuff here. Right now what I'm going to do is I'm going to gather up all the stuff that I have currently and redesign this in such a way where it looks like Professor Word is back in the office. And I'm going to have to redesign a few things. In fact, let me just tell you what I have in mind. So first and foremost, I got to determine which shelf to start off with first. I think the easiest one will be this shelf right here. As you can see, I moved the chair out of the way so I could get in here easily. As you all know, this is my Batman setup that I got right here. Now you're probably wondering, well, how in the world am I going to make this into the biology/animal section of the set? Well, I'll show you. I got a little clever idea I want to show you. So what I have here is some felt that I got from Joann's a while back that I was going to use originally because I thought I was going to have time last year to film, but unfortunately that fell through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take all of the Batmobiles and toys and comics off the shelf here, well, at least the ones that are on the top. These can stay. What's going to happen is that I'm going to put this and wedge a certain portion of the felt into the back here and just have it drape over the comics. There we go. Got all the stuff off of the comic books and off the shelf there. What I'm going to do now is take the felt, or fabric, not felt, fabric, and put it over here on the shelf. I made it just long enough so it can go from one end to the other. It might be just a tad bit long. That's okay. Okay, that actually actually works. So originally, what used to be here were a whole bunch of like science books, like textbooks. But the problem was that they were like really old textbooks, some from like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade. And I was like, you know what? That doesn't look professional at all. Alrighty, now it's time to get the animals, and I'm gonna put the fossils and geodes like right here. We have a couple of first-time guests to Professor Word's office. We have fish, 2 fish here. We got a rainbow trout and a salmon. I'm thinking of putting the trout here. There we go. And we'll put the salmon over here. This is, again, the animal shelf. And the salmon right there. Perfect. So now we're going to take our box of stuff here and see what we got. Here we have a Spinosaurus tooth right there. That's pretty cool. And then we have a trilobite right there. I actually have a few trilobite fossils. There's that one, and there's actually a couple in here. Here's another one. There's a couple more. There's another one. There's a little tiny one right there. They say it's a megalodon tooth, but it's actually I think it's a great white shark tooth. But there it is, right there. Got a shark tooth there. So I got a few fossils. And the geodes are down here. Now these geodes are actually very special because I got these from Knott's Berry Farm of all places. Yeah, did you know they had a geode shop there? My first geode that I got is called a mud ball. Yeah, doesn't look as impressive as the next one you're about to see. There it is. That's the second geode. I was going to say that, well, first official geode, but the second geode I got from the geode shop. They gave me the mud ball for free. That's cool. And plus, this was a unique one because there's a stone that was wedged inside of the geode when it was formed. So it's kind of like 2 geodes in one, basically. That's kind of cool. But it's all contained in this one geode. And this one... Oh, wait. No, this is the stone. This is the stone. Well, that one has the same thing, too, apparently. All right. Well, that's the other one that has the stone in the midst there, too. So that's pretty cool. So I forgot to tell you guys what I was going to do for the second shelf up here. This is going to be my astronomy shelf because I have a whole bunch of rockets and stuff that I want to put back on the shelf. So this is going to be the astronomy shelf instead of the third shelf. Ooh, here's something that should be added to the shelf. Jellyfish. Yeah. Oh, here's the Komodo dragon. Komodo dragon right there. That's actually a little toy I got from the LA Zoo. Here's a bumblebee. A little bluebird there. This actually I got this from my grandparents. Ah, here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna put this with the fossils. Good old mammoth there, woolly mammoth. I do have a saber-toothed tiger in here as well, if I can find it. Yeah, there we go. All right, here's the big old caterpillar. Oh, we got the Howling Monkeys right over here. These are those critters that make those really bizarre noises there at the zoo. Got another caterpillar. My goodness, I got a lot of caterpillars. Giant squid. Giant squid. Okay, this is cool. This was part of my U.S. history display. So I got this from the Travel Town Museum, but I painted it gold. It's an actual train nail right there. Spike. It's a spike. But I painted it gold because if you guys have read your history, the last spike that went into the Transcontinental Railroad was gold. So this is to represent that Transcontinental Railroad. Very cool. Let's go ahead and try to figure out where we should put all these guys. Cool. All right. Yeah, there we go. That works. But yeah, I'm really digging this. I got some animals in there. Got a lot more critters in here, I must say. But all in all, this is looking cool. All right, now onto this shelf, which is going to be the astronomy shelf. Now this is all set and ready to go. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put this piece of felt or fabric over the comic books. And as you can see, it's got stars and galaxies. Oops. Coolness. I'm not going to put all of the items here today, but what I did was I took some images off of Google and I basically printed them out for the different planets and everything. Again, this is something that I did back in the old days, but I used to have models of the planets, like 3D models that I made out of paper, and I stuck them on the background here. I had them on little strings and I attached them to the background here. Unfortunately, I don't know where those models went. Plus, they were made out of paper. They were such a hassle to basically clean all the time. So I thought, you know what, this probably might be better just to have these images. And these are from NASA. These are for public use, which is cool. I also have little models of rockets that I am going to be using. This is the Apollo rocket right here. This is from Apollo 11. I also have some that I got from the Kennedy Space Center. Here's another one. We also have this patch that I got from the Science Center. I also have this. This is a little Hot Wheels figure of Curiosity, the rover. And I think I have the patch in here. Yeah, here it is. Mars Science Laboratory. There we go. Heard something out there. Yeah, this is looking fantastic. So now that this is all done and fixed up, let's go ahead and do the next part. And that's the media section of Professor Word's office. Now this is actually going to be a brand new setup for this area of his little set, because this used to be where all of the fossils and geodes used to be. I'm going to be putting all the textbooks that I used during my days at LAVC as well as CSUN right over here, and that's going to be a bit of a challenge, but I think I'll be able to do it. So my very first one, broadcasting class, overall film, history class, cartoon and special effects history. Oh yeah. This is the one book that every filmmaker should have. Filmmaker's Handbook. Some screenwriting books. Actually, one of these was signed by an author, Richard Walter. I think it was this one. I think he signed this one. Yeah. There's his signature right there. And then after that, I used a few other textbooks, but this is my last media arts book that I use. And then, moving into CSUN, television production. That's a good one. And then broadcasting. Actually, this is first, because this was by my first semester. This is my second semester at CSUN. And then film as literature. Film and literature, I should say. Lots of good stuff in here. And for fun, I have these old film reel cases. There we go. What I'll do is I'll just put them right here. But that pretty much is all the books that I used during my days at Valley for media arts and for multimedia production. Again, I'm so glad I put this off to the side, because this is worth keeping. Look at this. These are the different types of film. A lot of my classes, I would say 70% of my classes didn't use textbooks, because we were all in like a lab, basically, a computer lab. And stuff we got was online, but these classes I had to use textbooks. But all this right here is from Los Angeles Valley College. So it is actually the next day now. I literally was recording most of that video at 2 a.m. in the morning, so I was like, you know what, I'm getting tired. I'll just finish this up tomorrow. That's what I did. So I unfortunately didn't record the rest of me dealing with Professor Word's office, but let me just show you what I've gotten done so far. So the stuff on the desk has been removed, at least a lot of it has, and I left the Matador statue there as well as my hard drives. I might actually remove those, because if I'm going to have a shot more like this, then I might put something here. But anyways, we'll deal with that in a little bit. Anyways, I've got a Titanic pen holder that I got from the California Science Center. We got the Rio Grande Southern, number 41. This is the train that you see at Knott's Berry Farm. We got the golden spike right there. We also have the Tutankhamun sarcophagus. I also got that from the Science Center. I decided to leave the Enterprise there because, you know, I thought it'd be kind of cool. Space age, you know, science fiction on Professor Word's desk. And we got an hourglass. This is actually, I think it's actually more of a half hourglass, but that's actually an original prop that I used to have during the first days of Professor Word's office. And we got the skull and a little fish tank right over there. And here is what it looks like now. And as you can probably guess, this doesn't look anything like the Comic Corner, right? No, it doesn't. I know, the chair is not supposed to be there. I will be moving that later on. But anyways, that is Professor Word's office, guys. And I will be adding the planets later on down the road, but Professor Word's office is coming back. It's coming back slowly but surely. Now, don't worry, all the stuff is not out in the garage or anything that was there originally. It's all in a box. It's actually right here in front of me. Once everything is done with the filming for Professor Word, everything will go back to the comic corner. But right now, it's transitioning back into Professor Word's office. A little bit different from the last few years, but it's still Professor Word's office. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here, so thank you so much for watching. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. It is greatly appreciated. Be sure to check out my other videos here on YouTube, as well as my other channels, the Educational Series, the Design Video Series, and the Travel Town Series. You can find me on Instagram. The link is down below in the description of this video, as well as my P.O. Box address. And by the way, if you guys wanted me to do a dressing rehearsal for Professor Biochem's laboratory, I will try to see if I can do that as well. We'll see. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and seeing, as they say in Hollywood, still not in Hollywood, I'm at home. That, my friends, is a wrap. See you next time.